Hey everybody, welcome back to Settlement Survival. It's your friend Sarmate here. Hope you're having a fantastic and amazing day today. And we have a lot of work to do in our city today. I got a couple issues that are standing out to me. So we're having cemetery issues, and that's stemming from not having enough builders. We need repairs. We have cold problems. We got food problems, and we got herb problems. So there's a couple things that I'm gonna do to try and address some of this stuff. Like, obviously, just build another cemetery is a way to address that. But so I have a couple of tech points here. We got 4. Somebody pointed out in the comments that if we grab this academy, thank you for the reminder, by the way, we can have 3 development points. So I'm not gonna quite grab that yet. I'm gonna hold off. I got 4, so I'm gonna spend these on something else. So I was looking through these. We're good on logistics. Everything's covered. Most of processing is covered. Leather and refined leather, I know I need to get to. Agriculture, covered. Construction, it's a little work. Mining, I do want to get into gear upgrades, the Jade House, and this other minting stuff, and silver and gold and jade. Now is not the time to do it. And then we have the small trading post and large trading post. I'm not worried about that right now, or the jewelry. The thing I want to get is the business tycoon. And that's because this makes the cooldown time on orders less, so minus 25%. So that's the only thing we're gonna get this episode. We need to focus on, let's get these problems resolved before we can continue to progress, because if we don't, they will compound and get worse and worse. Somebody mentioned that they had a theory that the reason why we had a huge break finally in lack of food and starvation was because of our nursing homes that we put in. So all of these slots, each of these are 36, so that's a good hunk of people. Those houses opened up, new people moved in, they had kids, and then all of a sudden the demand was really high. So I wasn't watching the total of our population when I was doing this, so I'm not sure if that is accurate or not, but I thought it was a good idea, so I'm gonna stick with it. Thank you everybody who replied to my inquiry about what to do next after this playthrough. And it sounds like we are going to be doing an Eastern Island, so that is the plan. But for now, let's get another cemetery ordered up here. I guess we don't have anything on the list. I thought we did. So let's get this stuff queued up, and we're going to get this other one out of here. So this isn't like a huge deal. It's a problem, but it's not like the most biggest thing. We can see here we're a little bit lower on smiley faces than we have been previously, and that's because when people are dying, especially in a starvation situation, there's nowhere to put the bodies. People are sad about it, so it's got to get dealt with. The best way to deal with all this repair stuff is, of course, build more repair shops. So there's a couple around here, and I did throw a couple in, so I'll show you. That's going to highlight once we get to this repair shop. Got one here. I got a couple more put in, and that's kind of, I don't know, it's something that has to get built, and then of course somebody's got to get the job there, and then they got to start working and get this stuff repaired. We got our immigrants almost here, and you might think, well, that's kind of silly. Like, if you're starving, why would you hire immigrants? And that's a good point. I paused the game because I just want to take a quick look around with you, and let's see what we could possibly do. So let's see how many immigrants we get. First of all, 40 immigrants. That's a lot. So my idea is if we take in these immigrants, we could turn this farm into a not flax farm. So that would be another farm we'd have producing food, right? We did go through the last episode, and we looked around and we tried to make sure that we had all of our farms working on something. You can see, or at least that they had, these had 3 people and the other ones had 2. Okay, so we'll get that rebuilt. And then instead of cotton seeds, let's get beans in here. And you can see we are in the green on our food now. It's a good hunk, and I think that's partly from the balance of people dying, and then if you're producing the same amount and then the demand gets less, and I think that's kind of what happened, and so that's why it's in the green. But we still need to have these flax production stuff. I don't want to totally collapse all of our things, just to, that sounds kind of dumb. Don't want to collapse all of our things just to survive. But since we're in the green for now, I think I'm going to grab those 40. I'm really tempted to grab those 40, but we don't really have openings. So I don't know, is it stupid to grab the 40? We got people dying left and right. We don't have anybody to replace them. We need the builders. We need the repair people. I feel like we have to do it. I don't know. This is one instance I wish I was live with you guys, because then we could talk about it together and decide what to do at the same time. That would just be it would help me out a little bit because I'm not really sure at this point what to do. Because everything's at 3. These are nurseries that I'll have to upgrade eventually. This guy doesn't have 3 people. So, okay, so there's 1 we could take. There's 4 here. 4 people out of 40. Oh, we got 5 people in an open mine. I don't want that. Man, I don't know what to do. I think I'm gonna take them. And I think a lot of them will die out, honestly. Or maybe not these immigrants, but the 40 people will die out somehow. But we're gonna take them. Let's see how it goes. I'm worried about it. So let's go back over here and we'll get those people onto a farm here. And there's the 3. The 3 I said right there. And then we got that one. We need more continuous sources of food. Like, you know, the farms are very cyclical. Like, you know, they go through a series and then there's a big boost in food. I want something more like continuous than that. And I'm not really sure what to do. I put in fisheries. I've put in the hunting cabins. There's not a whole lot of food production, really. We got the pastures. We got corrals. Fish ponds. Maybe we do more fish ponds. I'm not really sure. Let me know if you got any ideas to help fight off a little bit more of this food issue. It's in the green now, like I said, but it's not taken care of yet. I don't feel like. I mean, we still have red meat pops running around. We got all of these broken buildings. It's just a lot of problems happening right now. I'm not really. I think I just kind of got a little bit ahead of myself, and I needed to take it a little bit slower with these. This difficulty, the extreme. I think that was part of what my issue was. So we could just go around and check all that stuff, try and get repair. Yeah, it might be worth it to me to grab. Where is it? Is it not repaired? Blah, blah, blah. Construction. This guy, the rebuild tool. We have the tech points, I think, to do it. So let's grab that. And another thing I did to shift people around, I took a bunch of people out of these research academies because we needed them at the time, and I'm going to take a couple more even. Because we had 45 people, right? Just a second ago. We're already down to 24 people. We got hordes of meat pops running around looking for food. Oh, there's something else that I thought of that I haven't really done. And that's this. Gather plants. We could do like a whole expedition on like the entire map and just gather plants with some extra people that we have. 25 people. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that over here as well. There's not nearly as much land space over here up in this section as the other side, but let's just do that. We'll get some other way to get some food going here. And like with stuff collapsing, it's just everything's just going to get harder and harder to do. So we can put an order in. Never mind. We can't put an order in. We have no silver coins. So we just got to wait for this merchant ship to get here, and then we can put the order in. Really need another. Well, we do need the reservoir. We are red in the water, but it's not the hugest issue right now. Hopefully our what are these called? Not the bedding shop. Our repair shops are being built, so I should have prioritized them a little bit more. So there's that one, and I think we have one more around here. Okay, that's getting built up. Great. Okay, so some of the stuff, I think it's working. I think we're getting our repairs back. It's gonna be really slow, I think, because there's a lot to do. The grocery store is getting repaired or fixed, I guess. It's not repaired. It's getting rebuilt. These marked are for rebuilding. So another issue that I'm thinking about with these things getting rebuilt is it's gonna demand people. People we don't really have to spare. I could adjust some of this like soap stuff that we have over here. If these warehouses need to get built. I don't know if when these warehouses get broken, if the stuff in them goes away. There's a lot of issues going on. It's just, I'm surprised how quickly everything on set. I feel like it was quick anyways, but I wanted to take this episode with you guys and we'll just go through together and see if we can fix it. You know, I didn't want to just skip over all this because I think this is an important part of the game that I've missed talking about before, is what do you do when you have issues? You know, they come up. It's great to like try and, you know, prevent it from happening. Like that's necessary, absolutely, but sometimes you slip up and you could just start over, but I'm not about to start over now. We got 133 years into this playthrough, and I'm not just gonna, you know, I don't want to give up. I'm doing this together, and it's fun to struggle a little bit, and we can succeed together as well. So I think that's what I'm gonna aim for in the next couple episodes here. I definitely want to progress a little bit, but like I said before, we have nothing to progress if our people die out from hunger, and I think that's important. Let's get our hunger up. We'll get our food up. We'll get our food up. We'll get our beverages up, and we'll get our medicine up. I just want to take a peek at the production on some of this stuff. So we have red beverages, a pretty good amount into the red, not a ton. I think I did see, yep, here's a 1 on the water fetchers. We can go around and double check all of our wells and stuff too. Like that guy, there's nobody working the well. We do have a decent stockpile of water, so this isn't like a super pressing issue yet. But if I can help it, which I can, I'm gonna try and prevent it from becoming a super bad issue. Definitely don't need to make anything else worse. I'm just going around and I'm just checking all of the wells here. We got 2 here, we got 1, 2. We're doing okay with all that stuff. And it looks like our transfer station from the last episode is done over in the corner. We could talk about that, I guess. It's not progressing because we already have it built, so we could definitely talk about that, and we'll do that right now. How about? Oh, these are falling apart too. Oh boy. Before I talk about it, let's put in another repair shop over here, and then hopefully we can get this stuff. Oops, get this stuff going here. Make that a priority. Get that built. Get somebody in there. Get that stuff fixed. Okay, so our supply station. Sorry, I think I said transfer station. We want to have silk over here, right? So I think what we can do from storage structures and deliver raw materials to the production buildings within the range. So I think, let's say we want silk, they'll go get silk and bring it here, I think is what happens. And then the production buildings in the range, they get supplied with that silk in this case. But I'm not seeing any silk. Oh, did our production fall through up over here? This isn't where it is. Where's their silk? This guy. Oh, it's a warehouse. Right here, this. Yeah, it did. So we don't have any silk coming in yet, but that's a bummer. That's a bummer. So I guess we can't talk about this yet, but we'll get back to that once we get some silk going. It's going to be a moment. Definitely going to be a moment. Okay, so we were looking at our beverages. Let's look at medicines next. Yeah, we're far from being good enough with our medicines. So we could get 22 workers and put herb seeds here. These guys are already accounted for, so they're just sitting there, which was kind of dumb of me. We got food going here. Some of these houses are getting repairs. It's great. There's a lot of stuff, going on. That needs to be repaired. Maybe we could sneak a repair shop in here. I think for the most part, I've just neglected the repair shops, and it's finally catching up with me. I think it's part of what's happening right now. Oh, and we got people going around. I'm still picking up herbs after I selected that big, huge area, which I probably should have paid more attention to the seasons. Because when you do this, like I did this huge selection of area. Like this, you have people go out there. They really risk freezing when they have to go way out here and have to walk all the way back home to get warm again. So it's just a risk for them to freeze to death, and at this point, I really shouldn't have done that. I don't really need any more deaths around here. Sawmill, we can turn that off for now. I'd really like that ship to come in. We could double check our... Oh, there's a grocery store that's not making me any more money. We could put in another... No, let's not put in a grocery store. I was going to say, I'm going to put in another grocery store. But then we're really, I don't want to stretch too thin. We're already pretty thin right now. I'm not terribly worried about this ore income right now. Fuel, I'm kind of worried about. We're doing pretty good with coal though. Tools were good. It's in the red, but I think we're good. Spirits, that's not an immediate concern. It is a concern though. And the water's coming in, and then our stone is being consumed immediately for cut stone for our castle. We have a little group of buildings going up here. Could definitely take a couple people off that right now and use them in a better place. Get that rebuilt. Butcher shop's falling apart. Transfer station rebuilt. Soap workshop is not quite dead yet, but it's getting there. Looks like this repair shop. Oh, these can have more than one person in them. Why was I thinking that was only one? We got 2 there. Let's go around and we'll get 2 in all of these places. At least 2. I think that will be better than 1. Lost that last one there. Do that. I don't want to go too crazy. Okay, let's stop there. We have 8 flexible workers, laborers is what they're called. And we'll just do that. I'm going to hold off on rebuilding that school. Oh, look at these things. These things are just falling apart over here too. Okay, so hopefully with all of those new repair people in, that should help us out a little bit in that aspect. Get this stuff repaired. Looks like this still isn't built yet. That's full. Did I not delete this? I swear I deleted this. Maybe I just missed it. And then we could go back over here with our cemetery, fill this guy in. There we go. And that can get built while this is getting built, and then we're out of stone. Okay, maybe not. We'll just leave those guys how they are. I don't want too many people in there in the mines right now. We need the space, need the people. All right, so let's go for a little bit longer here, and we'll see if we get another horde of meat pops. I'm still expecting some, but I'm hoping that the steps that we have taken have been enough to make the horde a little bit smaller. We're like I said, we're still in the green. Oh, that's medicine. So we're in the green now with medicine by a good amount. That's great. Beverages, we got a little bit ways to go, and then we're pretty good now with the food. I wish I could compare food with population. That would be really good. Okay, so here's population graph in the past year, but we don't have, I can't like put food in here. That'd be another good thing. All right, so we have an event here, industry or agriculture. There are many workers who have found that they can increase work efficiency and production by increasing power and water consumption. However, this will produce more wastewater containing pollutants. Allow it. So this is calling for 300 water. We definitely have the 300 water, but it's getting worse. Right now, we need the agriculture, so I'm going to stop them. So this tells me efficiency is, industry that's producing things, or wastewater pollutants that's going to hurt our agriculture. Right now, I can't really afford to hurt my agriculture, so I'm going to stop them. I'm not sure what the total benefit would be to not stop them, but I don't really want to find out what the negative part of that was, so if there was one. That plantation needed to have something in it, so we put some peas in there. Get that working. These are all going great. Silkworms. Okay, so now we're down to 0-3 people again. We could maybe take away a couple out of these blacksmiths. I think these are really sitting at, well, they're not sitting at 2,000, I guess, because these are down below 2,000, so yeah, we'll have to put those back in there eventually, but we got to get our farms going. We got to have the extra people. And let's get this rebuilt as well, and these rebuilt as well. Oh, I don't think I showed this from a couple episodes ago, the giant Christmas tree. It's sending gifts every 5 years, I guess. I'm not really sure what that means, but I haven't noticed any tooltips or anything pop up for that. Oh yeah, get that hospital rebuilt. New tech point, that's great. Okay, it looks like we have a ship that's... Oh no, did I miss the ship? Oh no, that is a ship. Okay, great. I was gonna say, I'm really hoping for something good in the ship. But we don't have the silver coins, but we do have stuff to trade. We have cutlery, we got iron statues. We can buy a few things depending on what this boat has. I'm wondering if this is gonna have blueprints, and then I'll be very tempted to buy the blueprints instead of some other trade good that we probably need more. Yeah, look at that. Of course it has the blueprints in there. Okay, so we own this one. And what does this say? Leader statue blueprint. Well, I gotta buy it because this is the only way you get blueprints, and it doesn't really have anything else super duper on it. So we'll do that. Oh, the silver cutlery. Oh, so we gotta slow that down. So the silver cutlery's got me excited because that was what we needed for these guys. So these all take 8. So that's 16, 32, 64. Let's see, if we went like 75 cutlery, is that going to be enough? 26 silver cutleries on the way, and a blueprint. So let's do that. We'll get that rolling. Start the game back up. Check out our blueprint. Leader statue. Okay. Requires blueprints, construction materials. So this doesn't tell me a boon of any kind. Let's just check this guy out. Oh, that's this little doohickey guy. Pretty cool. Get that guy built up. I don't think I showed you guys the statues after they got completed, the last couple that we did. Unless, of course, you've seen my other playthroughs, you've seen them, but... So here's our Sky Witch, hanging out by those trees there. think I'm gonna take these down just because they're kind of in the way there. I'll check her out in just a second. And then we had our sword in the stone, which is this guy over here, just the weird thing sticking out of the water. And then our ocean witch is this one right here. Yeah, there we go. That's the ocean witch. Kind of a neat little thing. And then that's about it. Those are those three things. Oh, and then we had our Rubik's Cube guy that was up here somewhere too. This guy right here, Rubik's Cube. Super cool. Make a wish for 100. Oh, what? Oh, 1,000. Need 1,000 coins before we can make a wish. It just gives you a random item or amount of items. And it looks like we're at 500 food before the harvest, so that's pretty good. So that's telling me that, like, at the worst, we're at about 500 food. It's pretty good. We're in the green with our medicine. We're in the green with... Okay, a couple of these things have gotten taken care of, and that's definitely good news. And these will get built up. Well, they'll get built with silver cutlery. They'll get put in there. We just still need luxury tiles for them. So now that we're down to 2 people, we have to be very careful. 2 laborers. We have to be very careful on what we do because, you know, I could get the silk back up and running, putting more people into the silkworm shed, but I don't want that to hurt me in a different place. So I want to wait until we have a good hunk of laborers, maybe like 25 or something, back up and to start trying to get those things back in motion. And I think we'll worry about that on the next episode. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today and trying to help me solve this huge problem that we had going on with our town. I think it's working out. It's doing pretty well. We aren't seeing any meat pops. There's well, there's one here, but it still looks like that cold is an issue. So we'll have to figure that out. We'll get our clothes going. We will get our... I get really distracted because of this little wad of buffalo that was here. Anyways, we'll get that cold thing figured out. Have a great rest of your night, and I hope to see you on the next episode of Settlement Survival.